Hey guys, it's Alyssa here over at Books and Cats, and today I shall be doing my March wrap-up. I read a total of 6 things in the month of March, which I am, again, happy with. I read 4 books off of my physical TBR, which I am over the moon about. So happy. I'm hoping this continues throughout the year. If you have not seen my wrap-ups before, I'm trying a relatively new method to me, and that is most favorite to least favorite in the month instead of the order that I read them. I'm just liking it better. I like how it flows. I like how easier it is to record in a lot of ways, but it requires a lot of thought beforehand on my part. I read 1 5-star book, 3 4-star books, 1 3-star book, and 1 2-star book. My favorite book that I read in the month of March that is going into my top reads of this year, hands down, is Obsidian by Amy Kaufman and Jay Christa. This book is freaking heavy, oh my god. If you have not heard about this series, it is the 3rd and final book in the Illuminae Files series, and I loved it. It made me very emotional. I just love my baby, my children. Just so happy with how this ended. I read it in the usual way that I read these books, which is in 1 or 2 days. I just fly through them. If you're not familiar with this, it is a series in mixed media, so it's IMs and pictures and stuff, and it's just the coolest series I have ever read in my entire life. And I got to meet them this month, and this is signed, and I got Illuminae signed, and I'm just so happy to have my favorite series signed by my favorite authors, and I'm just so happy. Beyond pleased with how it ended, honestly. I was, I normally am very hesitant to end series, been going on 2 years trying to finish the Christa trilogy alone, but I just jumped right into this because I needed to know how it ended. So, beyond pleased with this, and if you're looking for a good sci-fi series, I highly recommend. The next book that I shall be talking about is The Hostile Hospital by Lemony Snicket. This is the 8th book in the Series of Unfortunate Events series. Yeah, this was good. I really liked it. It was a bit intense for me with where they are located. It's a hospital. I personally don't do well with hospitals anymore. So if you're sensitive to hospitals, operating rooms, surgeries, anything like that, I would be a little hesitant going in. Nothing happens in them, but there's talk of things happening. Excited to where the series is gonna go. I'm nervous because I've heard not so great things about the ending, but at this point I just want to read it so I can say I read it. Next book that I shall be talking about is Honeybee by Christa Mateer. Believe that's how you say her name. This was a book that I got from NetGalley. It releases in May, and it's basically a really solid poetry collection. I really liked the writing in this. I just thought it was wonderful and beautiful and just stunning. It was different than a lot of the things that I've read, because I read a lot of Tumblr poetry, as a lot of people like to call it. I love it. If you're wondering why my life has been that falling, that represents my life right now. I read a lot of Tumblr poetry. I love it. I'm garbage for it. But this was different from that, I felt like, and it was just so good and powerful, and loved it. Do recommend if you're looking for a good solid poetry book. I did do a Goodreads review of this. I shall link it down below. Next book that I shall be talking about, which was really good, the first book that I actually read this month, is Dangerous Minds by Jenny Ivanovich. We all know I'm trash. Let's just get over it. If you've never watched any of my videos, hi, I'm trash for Jenny Ivanovich. Let's move on. Let's just get past this. I love this series by her. It's the 2nd book in the Night and Moon series, and I just really like it. I think it's different from her other stuff. I feel like it drifts away from her normal formula, and I just really like it. I am super pumped to hopefully get more in this series because they're just so much fun and they're so different from anything she's written before. 4 out of 5 stars. I I loved it. Next book that I shall be talking about is The Vile Village by Lemony Snicket. It is the 7th book in the series of Unfortunate Events series. I rated this a little bit lower than The Hostile Hospital. That's why I put it not in order. Gave this a 3.5 out of 5 stars. Just, it was okay. I liked the ending, but I just didn't like the storyline of it. Like, I thought like The Hostile Hospital, what happened in it was much more fun and interesting than this. It was not that the series is shocking, but this one was highly predictable. Like, I knew going into it what was gonna happen, and it just didn't end up being that enjoyable of a read for me. And the last book that I shall be talking about is The Future by Neil Hilborn. Sadly, I did not enjoy this. I gave it a 2 out of 5 stars. Not happy about that. I expected to love this a lot more than I did. I'm still gonna give his other poetry book a try, because I've heard so many great things about him, but honestly, I wasn't into it. I was not into it. I did feel like a lot of it would have been better performed, like if it was like a spoken word type thing, like I think would have carried it farther. I feel like it would have just been better, but still, just, I didn't like a lot of it. There's also a poem about cats that, like, I just didn't care for, because it just, I get very touchy when people talk about cats and how they kind of suck, and it annoys me because it's obviously comes from a place of someone who has not had cats. He dogged on cats, so we're not gonna be best friends, but I'm hoping I like his other poetry collection more, but this one was a flop for me, unfortunately. And that's my March wrap-up. Much less rambly than February. I feel like I talked for hours in February. I am happy because I've already read like 12 or 13 books off of my physical TBR. And that's, I believe, as much as I read in the total year of 2017. So I'm happy with how I'm doing with my TBR. I'm slowly combing through it, slowly getting through it, and just very happy. So if you've read any of these books, I'd also like to know your thoughts down below. Also down below is my Goodreads and my Twitter and my Instagram. So if you want to follow me on any of those, they will also be down below. And that's all I got. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope I shall see you in the next one. Bye.